I started producing over 10 years ago, and for the first few years I had no plan, made very little progress, and basically everything was a mess. I had a copy of FL Studio, a few plugins, and then no idea about anything else. But I wish I had watched a video which had a step-by-step guide on exactly what I needed to do to get better at producing as quick as possible. It got me thinking, why not create this video that I wish I had 10 years ago? To help you potentially save years of time and get you good at producing now. So the very first thing you need to decide is whether you're going to work on a PC or a laptop. So ask yourself the following questions. Do you want to produce at home in one room, or do you want to produce on the go when you're out and about in cafes in different cities? I personally like to produce at home because I can sit here for literally hours and hours. So it just makes sense for me to be in my own little space for that time. But everybody is different. And then the second thing you need to consider is how powerful of a device you need. If you want to use loads and loads of plugins and all this crazy stuff, then you're probably going to need a PC because it's going to need to be very powerful. If you want to keep things simple in your projects, then you could get away with a laptop. And I do recommend keeping your projects as simple as possible, but it is easy to get carried away. One long-term goal of mine as well is to have a on-the-go laptop as well as my computer, hook them both up through like a OneDrive with all the same plugins on, and then I can produce from home. And then if I'm ever going away, I can just connect to the internet, open the project on my laptop, and it will open there as well, giving me a lot more freedom. Now you've got a device to produce on, you need something to listen on. So you need either headphones, speakers, or both. Ask yourself this question: do you have a good space where you can set up speakers and get the perfect sound from them? For example, a dedicated room just for producing? If the answer is no to this, then I recommend just sticking with headphones. And also, if you don't want to make too much noise, you might have neighbors you don't want to annoy, then stick with headphones as well. And a nice sound card. The ones I recommend are on the screen right now. There's a link in the description if you want to grab them. I use headphones personally all the time. I don't tend to use speakers because I don't have the setup for it, and I just prefer headphones. But if I was to upgrade my speakers, then the ones I'd get are these. The next, you need the choice of a digital audio workstation. You need to choose a DAW that works for you. And one way to do this is to consider what your favorite YouTubers use. If all the YouTubers you watch use FL Studio, for example, then try FL Studio out. But if they all use Ableton, then try Ableton out, and then just see if you like it. And once you've got your DAW set up, you need to learn all the shortcuts on the DAW. Try and learn as many as possible, because trust me, this is game changing and your workflow will be so much sped up. The next thing you need is a project template. And I'm going to do a massive favor right now. I've got a free one for FL Studio and Ableton in the description. First link, just download that, get familiar with it, and use it in every single track from now on. Also, if you want to customize it, then customize it, resave it, and then use that, because everyone is different. Now, plugins is super important. And to start with, I only recommend that you use all the default ones and learn them really well, because they are designed to work perfectly with the digital audio workstation. Get all the free ones, so OTT, Camel Crusher, G-Clip, download all them because you may as well have them, they're really useful. And then you need one synth. I really recommend Serum because pretty much all sample packs use Serum now. So it's just the easiest to use, and it's the most user-friendly. And then you need some sort of Rompler synth. This means the sound of the instrument is already created and you just choose it and then play it on your DAW and it comes out. So like pianos, string instruments, you can get everything pretty much, basses, pads. And I use Nexus 4 for this, but there's loads of different choices. So investigate, see which one you want. And then I really recommend for all other paid plugins, stick to around no more than 10. And if you really want to know all the plugins you need and everything else from this video in more detail, I cover all this in my Music Production Academy. There's over 14 hours of super critical data to get your production going to the next level. There's a link down below if you want to check that out and get more info on it. I hope to see you inside. So next, you need a reference track every time you start a new project. So this just goes at the top of the project template. You change it to the same BPM. You match the BPM of the track to the project, and then you align it in the right place. And just make sure you pick a reputable artist, so someone massive who has perfect mix down, or a track from a big reputable label. And you really should be using a new reference track every single tune to keep on learning. Now you're fully set up to produce, you need to learn the theory behind it. And the first thing is all about music theory. You don't need to learn a crazy amount of information to be able to produce. You just need to learn the essential. And then if you want to learn more later down the line, you can. So you need to get a grasp on what minor keys are, what major keys are, the different variations of the keys, for example, harmonic minor, melodic minor, and then you need to learn scales within keys. So for example, E minor is a minor key, but then you've got an E minor scale, and then you need to learn basic chord progressions as well. So within E minor and the E minor scale, you'll have an array of chords in E minor that you can use for chord progression. So once you've got a grasp on all that, whenever you make a track, you should set up the BPM and set up the key, and then always work with that key. And a really good way of helping you as well is when you're using samples. If you use Splice, you can download the Splice Bridge for free as part of Splice, and then you can just change every single sample to the key you're working in your track. And it's basically like a little cheat code to make sure everything stays in key, and that's really helpful. Now the next thing you need to know is arguably the most important part of music production, and this is sound selection. So you need good drums, you need good basses, you need good vocals, you need good instruments, and you need good effects. Now, I have a bunch of sample packs you can check out on my website. There's a link in the description to check them out. It has pretty much all the drums you need, all the basses you need, all the instruments and all the effects. And then on top of this, I like to use Splice to get like vocal samples, to get any weird Atmos sounds, any additional like instruments, just because they have such a big library as well as like effects. But typically I'll use my sample packs for all the drums, all the bass, and a lot of the effects. And the best bit of advice I could give you when you're doing the sound selection is every time before you add an element into your track, just ask yourself, why is this sample good enough? What purpose is it having in this tune? Do I really need it there? Do I not need it there? And then your ears will train over time. The next, you need to have a grasp on sound design. You can't just always use samples, otherwise you'll never create anything unique. This is where learning Serum comes into play. So you need to have a fundamental understanding of how Serum works, how to change up presets, how to create your own preset. And we've already been over why Serum is the best one to get. But then on top of this, you need the Rompler synth, so Nexus 4. And you need to understand how all the sounds work in this. So all the different types of sound and how you can potentially implement them into your tune. For example, layering is really important. When you're producing, you need to focus on one genre. Pick your genre. For example, drum and bass is my genre at the moment. That's pretty much all I produce. And then go through each of the 5 sections. So learn drums using YouTube tutorials and reference tracks, learn all about basses on Serum, learn how to sample basses as well, so one-shot samples, loops, learn how to get them, learn about post-processing your basses and the best plugins that work for that, learn about reverb as well, and then learn about vocals, where to get them from. And then for like instruments, it can be a little bit more challenging, so what I recommend you do is really focus on the reference track, take that reference track apart and use that for inspiration in how you get the instruments for your intro. So for example, let's say they use chords and a nice respace and an ARP in the reference track. You can try and replicate that with your own chord progression, your own respace, your own ARP, and see how you get on. And then effects, you've got your white noise, your down filters, your sweeps, your risers, and then your one-shot effects. Make sure you keep them all super quiet, volume-wise. And when you're producing, make sure you only produce up to the end of the first drop, because this will save you so much time. Produce the intro, build up, the drop, and then stop. And then just keep working on that one section until it's perfect, then finish the track after. And when you do the finishing track part that I just mentioned, you want to absolutely speedrun it. What I mean by this is you basically finish the track when you finish the first intro, build up and drop. You're just going to copy it all across and then make some slight changes. And this is the fastest way to learn. So of course with producing also comes mixing and mastering. Now I recently created a video on mixing. I'll leave that here on the screen right now and in the description. Go ahead and watch that. And the mixing method taught in that video, you can actually just put a limiter on the master and then it will be mastered as well by the time you finish. So that covers both these points here. And then finally there is like my secret sauce banger formula method, but that is only available in my academy. And that is the video complete. If you've got any questions about anything I've mentioned, please leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer every single one. And as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.